6 Minutes Season 5. The Season of Unknowingness. The final chapter of the 6 Minute sequel.
There are kids in this world who are different. Special.
One of them found us.
And became family.
But her time ran out. And now, that girl is missing.
In this episode, I'll be breaking down the latest episode, 6 Minutes Season 5, piece by piece. Hey, Review Pop listeners, it's your Landon Mueller. We're here today talking about episode 32, 6 Minute Season 5, and so we got 20 episodes left of the season, which is super exciting, and, you know, it's kind of going to be really interesting to see how everything is wrapped up, right? I thought this episode did a really nice job kind of diving into Holiday and Dr. Whittier's relationship, really fleshing that out, and we kind of get to see a lot of, you know, Holiday's feelings and emotions and kind of how she perceives Dr. Whittier. And then I have to mention 6 Minutes Day 2026. It's crazy, it felt like just the other day. The first ever 6 Minutes Day had happened last year. It was so much fun, and I really enjoy 6 Minutes Day. You know, we kind of have the fan art showcase, getting to see everyone's work. But yeah, let's dive right into it.
It really is miraculous. I built you to have a conscience. I'm sorry, Holiday.
Does that mean you changed your mind?
It means you may be able to summon the hoverboard, but I'm still able to power it off.
What? No. Don't hit that
I'm sorry.
switch.
Right, it's so interesting because this clip feels so deep, right? Firstly, we see Holiday's humanity and the fact that she could have easily let Dr. Whittier die, but, you know, she chose to save his life, right? Even though he's tortured her and put her through so much, that's not the person that Holiday is, right? She doesn't seek revenge, and she's kind of, you know, our hero, right? Doing the right thing, even though it's hard, is kind of what Holiday and Cyrus are known for. But then we have kind of Dr. Whittier still being evil here, and like, you know, this is one of the most evil versions of Whittier we've seen, trying to kill Holiday, and to protect his daughter, right? But I also really love everything with Hovey, and it kind of shows that Holiday and Hovey's relationship goes throughout all of space and time, right? They have such a deep connection, and kind of Hovey came to Holiday's aid, and we've seen their dynamic so much throughout the show, you know. It really is great.
I've been trying to bring back my powers, but it's not working. So, I thought maybe the next best thing would be to test it on others.
Why?
There's a lot of different ways to have power in this world, and a lot of different reasons to want it.
It's so interesting kind of looking into the mind of Angelica, right? Why she does the things she does. And in the last episode, we were talking about how maybe Angelica treated the Witt kids so poorly because she sought revenge, right? Dr. Whittier had taken her special gift, her ability from her, and stripped that of her. And so we, in the original show, are introduced to a very dark Angelica who's doing all of these bad things and isn't a good person, right? Even though she is originally Cyrus's role model, she is evil, right? She's done all these bad things. But I think it's super interesting that she's trying to experiment on other people, and kind of the ultimate goal here is to get her power back, right? You know, we've kind of been curious about Angelica's place at Whittier Corp, like what Angel's trying to do, and now we kind of know she's trying to get her power back, she's trying to get control once again.
Not that I don't believe her, but it's confusing to know how life turns out.
Are you bummed? You know, that we have a kid or kids?
No. I mean, it makes me happy to think that there's a whole life waiting for us, together, but it also feels...
freaky.
It's interesting, you gotta think about what River and Sam are going through, right, in their minds, kind of finding themselves in this situation where they're a bit uncomfortable around each other and they have to navigate their whole future. It's that paradox of finding out about your future even though you're not supposed to, right? Kind of messing with the timeline in that way. That has to be huge, and we're talking about that even last season when, Sam had met her future kids, right? Holiday and Birdie, and she seemed super kind of uncomfortable and nervous. And, who wouldn't be nervous, right? Meeting your future kids and kind of getting a look into your future and kind of seeing all the choices you've made. That has to be super, super scary. But I can definitely see River and Sam getting closer to each other in a sense, right? James is super understanding and, always being willing to listen to young Monica here. I think it's huge, and I really love their dynamic.
Even so, I'm pretty glad I'm here with you,
I do. And same.
Oh, look, Holiday's door's open.
I guess she's still awake?
Hey, Holiday, what are you doing awake?
Hello.
You're not Holiday. You look like her, but...
Adelaide!
Yeah, so once again, they really do seem like they're getting closer here, right? Young James and Monica. Just the tonality of their voice, and I think, they're getting used to each other, and that the idea that they're happy being with each other is huge, right? In spite of everything going on around them, they know that they can rely on each other and trust each other in Whittier Corp, and I think that's huge. And I really love how this season we've really fleshed out their, relationship, and James and Monica have always been such a huge part of the show right from the very beginning. And, I think that these actors have done such a great job portraying James and Monica younger. I mean, I don't think I said that enough with season 4. I think they're just so great, and you really start to see kind of all of James's personalities displayed in River.
Where am I?
Oh, good. You're awake.
Where?
We're on a fishing vessel off the coast of Juneau, Alaska.
Deja vu much?
Huh?
Nothing.
Do you know who you are? Do you know your name?
Holiday.
I just love this callback so much, right? My original prediction for season 5 is that the Anders would wake up without Holiday. We'd be dropped back into the past 5 years, and I know it sounds like this would be really hard to do, but kind of back to the beginning. I called it the back to the beginning theory, where everything would start out again on the boat in Juneau, Alaska, and I think it's interesting that we kind of get a look into that idea here with, Holiday and kind of all the, the music coming in. It is really, truly incredible. I think Chris did such a nice job incorporating the original musical theme of the show, and I think it's great. But certainly the other aspect of this is Joe Pasternak, and I love young Joe. I thought he was just so great in season 4. What is Joe up to, and what is his life like being out on a fishing boat and kind of the job that he works.
Why? Because I don't trust you, that's why. And I'd really not trust you if you were you plus some random special ability.
Oh, you mean you don't trust me not to go on some superpowered revenge kick? Punish you for turning my brain into oatmeal?
I just think Kady is so funny in this episode. She makes a lot of great remarks, but certainly, you can kind of find yourself asking the question of like, what's Angelica's ultimate goal here? It has to be kind of a risk letting Kady know what's going on. I think this is honestly hard for Angelica because Angelica likes having control, right? That reference to controlling Kady last season. But this clip is super great and I really enjoy it. I think just Kady wanting to find her parents, that was a huge part of last season. She's in the technology capital of the world, Whittier Corp, where she has access to Ivan, and it's probably much easier to try and kind of find her parents.
Get off each other, come on! Please stop! What is going on? Ow!
Monica, what happened?
Something sharp just jabbed me.
Oops.
Yeah, so Sam, or young Monica, got the Gen-A Serum, and that is huge, right? What power is she gonna get? We really find ourselves asking the question, what's her need, right? Because we know the Gen-A Serum acts on need and decides people's powers based off like what they need. Thank you all so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, please leave a 5-star review. Until next time, this is Landon saying peace, love, and time travel.